Hello everyone, and welcome back to an episode of Fable Anniversary. So, last episode, pretty much started the game, and I'm stuck on something. Yeah, we pretty much started the game. Oakvale burnt to the ground, family slaughtered, yada yada yada, all fun and games. Now we're in the guild, and we're kind of in the midpoint of our guild training. Also, why are you two still here? You should have been gone by now. Oh.
Big deal. Running's for idiots anyway.
Only because you can't run, idiot. I don't know why they're still there. They should be gone by now, but anyway. Yeah, so this is kind of the midpoint of the guild training where we learn all about combat and the 3 combat styles.
You can put that old stick away. We'll begin training with real weapons now. Get used to the weight of this sword, and let's see if you can hit Whisper with it.
Oh, sweet, an actual weapon. We get to try it out on Whisper. My dream come true. Also, she calls us Farm Boy, and I'll be honest, I don't know why she calls us Farm Boy. Like, we didn't grow up on a farm. Oakvale's a really nice town. Like, I'd love to live in a village like Oakvale.
Now pay attention. What I'm about to teach you could well save your life one day. The life of a hero is a dangerous one, and you must learn to block your enemy's attacks if you expect to live long. Whisper will try to hit you, but you can block her attacks with your sword. Not all blows can be blocked, but you should be able to handle anything Whisper can throw at you.
Whisper couldn't fight her way out of a wet paper bag. Like, I could have, like, both of my legs and one of my arms amputated, and I'd still be able to fight off Whisper.
Well done. Now let's.
Well, I just can't emphasize just how useless she is.
Hello.
Also, this is Thunder, her brother, and yeah, he's equally as asshole-ish.
Whisper told me you've got her training with some farm boy.
Maze thinks the boy has great potential.
Enough to keep up with my Whisper. Ha!
Well, why don't we see? Whisper and the boy are just working on their melee skills now. All right, children. Let's see who has learnt the most in their training. This will be a
I bet it won't be Whisper.
Just like your final melee test. Prepare yourselves.
Yeah, so this is kind of our exam. Well, not at the moment, but yeah, I'll just start rambling.
That's all wrong, Whisper. You need to practice more. Shame you couldn't see me fight in the arena. You might have learned a thing or two. Keep training if you want to go there yourself one day.
I could have beaten him if you hadn't stopped us.
We have few enough heroes as it is, without the two of you tearing each other apart in training. Speaking of which, meet me as I make.
So what I was saying, sorry, I was kind of rambling. When you do each of the 3 combat style training, you can take an exam, and you'll get a reward if you get like an A+. And what we just did then with Whisper was basically the test, but we just have to do it again when we do the actual exam, or when we do the test, I should say.
Let's continue our training with the bow. To begin with, see if you can hit the 3 stationary targets, and put some effort into it. The longer you pull back your bowstring, the more damage you will cause. But make sure you stay within the circle.
Okay, so we'll be doing an archery contest very shortly. not a contest, a test, I should say. And we want to try and keep our score relatively low.
You hit all the targets. Unfortunately, most foes don't stand still. So let's see how you fare against moving targets. You have a minute to score as many points as you can. The front target is worth 1 point, the middle one is worth 3, and the one at the back will score you 9 points. And remember, the longer you pull back your bowstring, the more damage the shot will cause. More damage means more points, but you have to balance power, firing rate, and accuracy. Let's see what you can do.
Yes, so what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to try and do as little as possible while also passing. So you can see in the right side now there's 3 sets of numbers. The top set is the top number, the 10. I think that's the current high score. The second set, the number 36, that's our current score, and then obviously the timer below. Excuse me. There are now 2 instances where we need to do like some sort of archery test or competition. Next one is when we do the archery test here in the guild. And then the last one is an archery contest somewhere towards the late game. So it won't be a while. But the reason I want to try and get my score as low as possible is that we can try and get the best possible rewards out of both of the next tests. I'm just waiting for the timer to tick down.
I'm sure you'll improve when you take your skill test.
Yeah, I want to bank on it.
Next, we will learn about the ways of the will.
Speak to me when you're ready to continue with your training. I'll be heading to the island by the waterfalls.
It's time to learn about will powers. We'll begin by striking these strong dummies with lightning. All right, let's see what you've got. Good. That's it. See how many you can hit in half a minute. Only attack dummies that are facing the center of the island. You won't get any points for hitting one on the back. You will only waste valuable mana. Using your willpowers depletes your mana, and once used, it takes time to replenish.
So with this, obviously what the Guildmaster says is you're going to hit the dummies as they face the centre of the island. The most amount of points I can get, or I usually get, is around 21. I think there was an instance where I got like 23. But you won't get much more than that because the mana bar will have just depleted by then. So I can probably get 23 now. Yeah.
Excellent use of magic. Well done.
So that's all the 3 combat styles, which they're not extravagant.
Very good.
They're pretty basic, but
You have learned the 3
obviously as you gain
heroes.
experience and
We can now
unlock more weapons, it gets more
Or you
interesting.
can spend some more time exploring the guild. I believe Whisper is about to go into the guild woods, if you wish to join her.
So we are actually going to want to play,
Very well.
because obviously we want to do the 3 tests, and then we also want to help. We also want to go into the woods with Whisper. So we'll start with the melee test first.
Right. This melee combat against Whisper counts. Right. Let's get Whisper and you in the ring. Same rules as before. I have a special prize for you if you manage an A+.
Okay, so the grading is based on how many times you get hit. So the more times that you get hit, the lower the grade is. I think on heroic,
Is that the best
you're allowed to get hit once and that's it. So I think we might have just got an A. Also, she did get a sneaky hit in when we started, so I'm not happy about
Right.
that.
You can stop now. That was
Oh, okay, we got an A+.
very impressive.
I'll take it back.
Whisper should be ashamed. A+. That grade means I can award you a new weapon.
So an iron katana, which is a bit better than our iron sword, so we'll put that on.
You really showed Whisper.
If you don't quite get an A+, you can retake the test. It doesn't cost anything.
Now the guildmaster's asked me to grade
So you can just take it as many times as you need to. Or if you just want to practice.
And if you get an A+, you'll receive a special prize. You've got 1 minute, starting when you fire your first shot.
So, I never know what the scoring is for this one to get the A+. But I know if you beat the current high score which you set in the training, it, I don't know, it goes a long way, I suppose. So I always try and aim for the one at the back. It's hard. Yeah, it's pretty damn hard actually. I can never get into the right, like get the timing right. But I think if you get over 150, you might be okay. But we might struggle.
Ooh, that almost went straight through.
Okay, that was way too early. Alright, I think that'll do. But like I said, I want to try and keep it as low as possible for the last contest later on.
Wow, you set a new high score. Wow.
Well, it wasn't difficult to get a high score.
You got an A+.
The thing is, I
The
did say it
Guildmaster
myself.
said, if anyone shot brilliant, I could award
And
them
that was just me
this.
half-assing it. So there are two types of ranged weapons in this game. You've got the longbow and you've got the crossbow. Personally, I'm not a fan of the crossbow. Crossbows obviously do more damage, but they reload a lot slower. But longbows reload faster, but do a little bit less damage. So I personally stick with the longbow.
Once you first cast lightning to hit as many targets as you can. There's a special prize.
So yeah, this is basically just the magic test again. Anywhere between 18 and above, well, anywhere from 18 and above, usually gets you an A+. I'm not sure what the minimum is, but I've always gotten an A+ with 18 and above.
That's astonishing. Bloody hell. A+. The Guildmaster said to award these items to
Also, I'm sorry if you can hear my
anyone who
microphone cutting off. I just need to cough. Hay fever's playing up today. So normally, so we got a will potion. Will potions just restore mana, basically. There are health potions as well. Now, if you're on the normal difficulty, I'm not going to call it chicken difficulty because I find that a bit condescending. If you're on normal difficulty, you'll get a resurrection file. Sorry about that. Yeah, so if you're on the normal difficulty, you'll get a resurrection file. Now, resurrection files are really good and really valuable because if you die in this game, you basically just have to reload to the last save, whether it be an auto save, checkpoint, manual save, whatever. You'll just have to revert back to the last save, probably costing you, I'm not going to say hours of progress, but costing you a bit of progress. With the resurrection files, they just basically bring you back to life instantly. It does it automatically, so you don't need to use it in a menu or anything. The only downside is that you can't use it as a health potion, because you can't use it in the inventory. And if I can get my... No, okay. So normally in the top left corner, you'll see like the health bar, mana bar, and there's a picture of a heart icon. There's a picture of a heart. Inside the heart will be a number from 1 to 9. And the number basically just tells you how many resurrection files you've got in your inventory. You can only carry up to a maximum of 9. So if you already have 9 in your inventory and you pick up a 10th one, that 10th one will just vanish. It won't store anywhere, it won't be saved anywhere. So you're just wasting it, really. So what I recommend is, depending on how confident you are in the game, probably sell off a couple. So like if you're really confident, probably sell off like, I don't know, 7 or 8 or even all of them. But if you're like new to the game, I'd probably sell like 3 or something. Because they are quite valuable and you do get quite a bit of gold for them. And there are quite a number of them. But obviously on heroic difficulty, we just don't get resurrection files. So it's going to be a bit of a shame. But them's the deals, I
The
suppose.
beetle nest is just at the top of the... Wait. Did you hear that? It's coming from over there. Bandits. If only we could get across that stream. I know. Why don't you use your bow?
What, you mean
Or
that
some of
stream
that
that's what,
lightning
like,
the
I don't
Guildmaster
know,
taught
2
you?
feet deep?
I'll heal you if you get hurt.
So yeah, it's just, you just got to kill these bandits. The great thing with the longbow and the crossbow really is you can get headshots, so you can basically decapitate them, which I always love doing. but it's not always possible. She says she'd heal you, but I don't think she does. I think she's bullshitting me.
Did you see the look on their faces? Wait till the guildmaster hears about
Sorry, we?
this.
Is that the royal we, or... So I was gonna go and tell the guildmaster that she did it all now. Bitch. What if I can shoot it with an arrow? Would anyone know? Would anyone actually know it was me? if I just twatted her with an arrow. So there is another thing we can do. And you basically get this as soon as you get your ranged weapon. So there's a guild member here. I was about to say guild master. There's a guild member here, and you can talk to him, and he'll basically tell you that, like birds, like you can see these little birds here. They're like nesting all over the guild, and he wants us to get rid of them. He'll give us like 5 coins per bird that we kill, and he'll give us like a bonus if we kill them all. Now, there's 2 reasons I don't want to do this. One, I may be a bit of a psychopath, but I'm not that much of a psychopath where I hurt innocent birds. And 2, I don't really want to get the evil points just yet. Because it does naturally give you evil points.
The boy mastered the skills quickly, but there was always more to learn. For years, the guild was his home, his school, and his life. But as time passed, his thoughts returned always to the world outside. The life he had lost, the family that had been torn from him. At last, only the final day of tests remained. Success would mark the end of his training. He would receive the guild seal and be free to forge his own destiny. He would become a hero. Before you graduate, there is one final test you must complete. Enter the guild woods and go to the log at the top of the hill. The test will be revealed to you there. Good luck.
I don't know why they call this a test. It's not a test. It's anything but a test. Like, you cannot fail this. I'd be very surprised if you could.
I suppose you're wondering how you pass the final test then. It's simple. You must defeat me, using all you've learned in your years of training. We'll begin with your sword. Hit me, if you can.
He says defeat him like we actually have to fight him and kill him, but we don't. We just have to hit him. He'll essentially block everything.
Put some anger. Very good. Now, shoot me with your bow. Don't get too close.
If you do get too close to him, he'll just teleport away to like a different part of the woods. I think he just teleports after a set amount of time anyway, which I don't get. I don't get why he has to teleport around. Like, we get it, you use magic. Big whoop. I can use magic.
That's enough.
And that's the test done.
Yes. Quite impressive
That is
for a novice.
big exam done.
You will find real battles rather more fatal than this. But you have passed your final test, and you're ready to receive your guild seal from the guild master.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Call it a test. I just don't understand why though.
Well, this is the day, lad. I remember the first night you came to us. And look at you now. Maze's faith in you was well placed. Now come along. The graduation ceremony will take place in the Chamber of Fate, the oldest part of the guild. Let the apprentices approach. For many years now, you have
I'm sorry, but how did Whisper graduate?
the title of hero.
What, are we really scraping the bottom of the barrel?
That apprenticeship ends,
Or are we really that desperate for heroes that we're having Whisper graduate now as well?
deeds that will bring you the gratitude of thousands. or strike fear into their hearts. These are dark times. The shadows of Albion are stirring, and strange winds are blowing. Your choices, whether they lead you down the path of good or evil, will change the face of the world. Now, take your guild seals and venture forth as heroes.
Maybe Thunderlight just gave him a load of gold and was like, "Yeah, can you just graduate it, please? Because it will absolutely kill if she doesn't."
Time for you to leave us, lad.
It was just
But
bribes the
you're still
guild.
very much part of the guild.
Like, please just let her
On the
graduate.
map table, you will find
Oh,
details
just
of
give her
any
like the shit quest or
Hero of
something.
Albion wish heroes
Give us
to
something.
perform. And you'll need to return often to focus all your experience into new skills. Only by doing this regularly will you advance as a hero. Step into the light, and I'll show you how to do this.
Okay, so this is where we come to spend all of our experience. I think in later games, in the second one especially, you can just spend them in the menu, but in this one you have to come to the guild and spend them here. So it's obviously split into 3 categories: strength, skill, and will. Strength governs melee combat, skill is ranged combat, but it also governs a few other things as well, and then will is magic. So physique dictates the force in which you can swing a weapon and thus the amount of damage you can cause. With great strength also comes the ability to wield heavy weapons. So in the game there are one-handed weapons and two-handed weapons, or heavy weapons I should say. At our current level we would not be able to wield or use a heavy weapon effectively. Think of it like Dark Souls, just a lot more forgiving. So like if we put a single point into physique, we are now able to wield any two-handed heavy weapon in the game. But I don't really go for the two-handed weapons because I just don't really like them. Health is naturally the health bar. Toughness is basic resistance to damage. The natural armor, the tougher you are, the less damage you will take from each blow. So moving on to will. Skill. Speed affects the agility in combat, giving you a faster rate of fire with ranged weapons and also more dexterity in melee combat. So this one affects not only ranged weapons, it also affects melee weapons. Accuracy defines your precision in ranged combat and hence the amount of damage you can cause with a ranged weapon. So with a ranged weapon, when you go into aiming mode, you know, with the little crosshairs in the middle, you saw that it was like moving about all over the place. With a higher accuracy level, that becomes more stable and more static. So at like the max level, it's like straight in the middle, so it's not moving at all. So Guile's an interesting one. So Guile makes you more cunning, giving you the skills to barter with traders for better prices and increased profit. You will also become more stealthy, making it easier to approach people and creatures without revealing your presence. With later Guile levels, you will also learn the arts of the thief. So this one doesn't really, I mean, it kind of affects combat, but it affects more trading and stealth. So I mentioned in the first episode, you can break into shops and break into people's houses. With a high enough Guile level, you will learn the ability to pick locks and steal items. And then finally, you know, these are the different spells that you can learn throughout the game. I won't go into each one, but they all have varying degrees of usefulness and utility. And then, of course, there's a level up for your mana bar. So I'm going to put one into health, and I think, yeah, I'm going to put one into Guile. I think that's all we can do. Yeah, so when you spend experience, you'll always spend the general experience first. So you'll see the cost of the spell, or the cost of the level up, I should say, and you will always deduct it from. Hang on, will it? No, I got it wrong. So it will always deduct it from the relevant experience first. So we get strength experience by killing enemies with melee weapons. We get skill experience by killing enemies with ranged weapons, and then we get magic experience by using magic or killing enemies with magic. So then that will build up, and then when you come to spend when you come to spend a level, or buy a level I should say, it will always deduct it from the relevant experience first, and then when that runs out, it will dip into the general experience. So the general experience is kind of like a bank kind of thing, but it goes all across all 3.
There is little else for me to teach you, but I will always be around to offer you guidance. And your guild seal will allow me to communicate with you at all times. You will also notice it flashing when you have enough experience to spend. I have given you a basic pack of supplies. It'll be enough for a while. Now there's a whole world for you to explore.
Yeah, so this is, I mentioned earlier about the quest completed one, so we've done the guild training now. We get 2 health potions, a will potion, an apple pie. Don't we get a lamp?
Check the guild for more quests.
I thought we normally get a lamp. Did it just not show up on the thing? Oh, yeah, we do. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, so the lamp is important for several reasons. Right, so this is the guild, this is the map table, the quest table. So this is where you come to get a fair chunk of your quests. So I mentioned in the first episode that quests are split into 3 categories: gold, silver, bronze. Gold is the main story, so you have to do the gold ones to progress the story and progress the game, unlocking new areas, that kind of thing. Because believe it or not, although we are free to explore the world, it's very limited at the moment. There's a couple of regions we can't go to just yet because we need to do the relevant gold quests. Silver quests are kind of optional side quests, but they're always worth doing because you'll get experience, you'll get money, renown, probably other items as well. So I would always recommend doing them. And then bronze quests, they're more collection quests. They're the kind of quests that span across a large chunk of the game. You won't really get a bronze quest from the guild table. You'll most likely get them by talking to an NPC. One of the bronze quests I'm thinking of that comes to mind is the book quest. So head teacher in a school, he wants us to donate 25 books to a school. As you can imagine, that's going to take a long time because you need to go out and collect all the quests, all the books I should say. So there's one more thing that we're going to do before I wrap this episode up, because it's almost half an hour. We're going to go and open our first demon door. So demon doors, like I said in the last episode, they give you a puzzle, a little riddle, and you just kind of have to figure it out. Some of them may require an item, some of them may require several items, some may require you to be a certain alignment. It's always worth doing them because, like I say, they do give good items. So if you just talk to one, they'll give you a riddle.
Only a light will reveal it, and you're not bright enough.
So thanks to our lamp,
Your path is illuminated.
just turn on the lamp and we get to open it.
You worked it out.
Right, so this is one of the books that we need. So there'll always be a chest in the thing. So we got an elixir of life. Elixir of lives are really good because they fully restore your health, and they also permanently increase the health bar, only a little bit, but they do, like I say, permanently increase the health bar, so they are really good to use. I'm probably going to hold on to it for now, just in case I need it, because we are low on health potions at the moment. But that is going to be it for this episode. Next episode, we're going to try and do something audacious, and we're going to try and get the best bow in the game. It might work, it might not. I'm really hoping it does. I think I did it last time and it worked first time, so I'm hoping it will work first time again. But yeah, that is going to be it. So thank you so much everyone for watching. As always, I hope you all have a fantastic day. Look after yourselves, and I will see you next time.